Hello guys and welcome to round number 3 of the F1 2017 Championship. Today we are at the Chinese Grand Prix and obviously today is qualifying. And Nico Rosberg, despite getting the win in Australia, has not had the best of starts to the season, only matching 7th place in Bahrain. He'll be hoping to improve. Also hoping to improve are the Haas team. Yet to score points this season, they'll be hoping to beat their main rivals, which are Sauber F1 team, another team struggling for points. But without further ado, let's have a look at the qualifying results. So Lewis Hamilton makes it 3 in a row, 3 out of 3 pole positions for the season. Still yet to take a win. Can he do it here in China? Max Verstappen lines up second on the grid and will start on the soft tyre. So he is looking strong this race. Nico Rosberg lines up in third, followed by Sebastian Vettel and Rubens Barrichello, once again starting on the soft tyre. Daniel Ricciardo will be disappointed not to beat his teammate line up in 6th place with Felipe Massa in 7th. Carlos Sainz gets his best qualifying of the season in 8th place with Fernando Alonso once again making it through to the top 10. And Nico Hülkenberg lines up in 10th place. Hello guys and welcome to the Chinese Grand Prix. It is race day today and qualifying was surprisingly messed up. We've got a few drivers starting on different tyres, which is going to make the racing interesting. The strategy is really going to be key at this track as the tyre wear is extremely high compared to the tracks we've raced before. So here is the man himself coming round for the formation lap. Can he convert this pole position to a race win? He's not done it in the past 2 races and surely his confidence will be lacking this race, but can he get his first win of the season? And here is another person hoping to impress, Jenson Button. Despite getting into Q3 at the first 2 races, he's quite far down the grid compared to his teammate here in China. He'll be hoping to make his way through the field, hopefully make it into the points. But as the final few cars come around the corner, it is almost time for lights out. Marcus Ericsson come around the corner. A difficult start for the season for Sauber. They'll be hoping to improve as soon as possible. But it's race time. Okay, here we go. We have 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's lights out and away we go. How's it start looking from Barrichello's point of view? It looks like he's got to jump on his teammate as we go on board now with Sebastian Vettel heading down to turn 1. Verstappen and Rosberg going side by side ahead. Verstappen inside line for turn 1, but we'll have the outside line for turn 2. He is on the harder tyre, so he's on a different strategy. But I'm sure he will not want to give up that second place to Rosberg. The Mercedes very, very quick. Obviously Mercedes the quickest car and Red Bull seems to be slacking at the start of the season, but Verstappen is holding it up the inside. He will have the inside line for turn 3. Can he hold off second place or will Rosberg go on the outside? I think Rosberg has to yield and he does fall behind Verstappen, but this race is certainly not over. On lap 2 now, Rosberg going side by side with Verstappen. Verstappen's taking a very aggressive swipe at Rosberg, but it looks like Rosberg has got the inside line for the hairpin. Is Verstappen going to hold it on the outside? He's going to try it, but he's going to have to yield to Rosberg. He does indeed, and Rosberg retakes second place. But while Verstappen and Rosberg were fighting, Barrichello, this man right here, has been chasing down both of them. Barrichello's going to have a look at the inside into turn 1, a very, very tight line, but he has made the move stick on the softer tyre. He is looking very quick on the soft tyre, but he makes the move on Verstappen up into 3rd place. Now can he chase down Rosberg? Hamilton's got a slight lead on them, but he's not really pulling away too much as we come on now to lap number 2. Heading into lap number 3, Barrichello is right behind Rosberg. Is he going to make a move? He's going to go try on the outside at turn 1. This is very, very optimistic. He goes to the outside on board with Rosberg. Can Rosberg hold him up the inside? I don't think he can. Those tyres really starting to wear now. The Supersofts do not last long around this track. It's very, very close, but Barrichello has made the move stick round the outside of Rosberg and he moves himself up into 2nd place. Fantastic move from the Brazilian. Having a look at the race lead now, Lewis Hamilton out in front has really capitalised on the fighting behind him, has pulled a decent lead. It's not going to be enough for a pit stop though as he comes into the pit. What tyres is he going to go on to? This will really point out what strategy he is on. Is he on a 3-stop or is he on a 2-stop? Coming into the pit and he fits the super soft tyre, so he is most definitely on a 3-stop. There is no chance he is taking the mediums to the end. But Barrichello retakes lead as Hamilton rejoins. It looks like he's going to rejoin in a lot of traffic. So not a smart move from Mercedes there. On board of Valtteri Bottas, who started in 11th place, so he has not made a pit stop yet. He's chasing down Max Verstappen, both on the soft tyre. With the straight line speed of the Williams, he cruises past the Red Bull and takes 2nd place. Valtteri Bottas looking very, very quick here in China. Could the Williams driver potentially get a podium here in China? Now looking at Lewis Hamilton, you can see the damage that pit stop has done. He just cannot get through the traffic on the super soft tyre. He needs to be pushing on these tyres, but he just can't get past the slower cars. and this has really destroyed his chance of winning this race. Once again, I think Mercedes have bottled it for Hamilton. He just cannot get past the Manor car, and that just really shows how bad the dirty air is around this track. On to lap 7 now. Barrichello coming into the pit for his first stop, obviously starting on a soft tyre, so he could go onto a 2-stop or a 3-stop. Unlike the super soft starters, he could go either way, but coming into the pit now, what tyres does he go onto? This is really going to tell what strategy he's on. He's on a 2-stop as he goes onto the medium tyre, just getting out in front of Bottas. He doesn't get held up by the Williams car. But Barrichello on a 2-stop, that is confirmed. He's not going to get out in first. It looks like he's going to get out in 6th place behind Wehrlein. So he'll be hoping to get through that pack as easily as possible. Hopefully he won't get held up like Hamilton. But Barrichello looking very consistent and very quick around this track. And just a couple corners later, Barrichello wasting no time getting past the Manor, Slipstream and DRS to help him. And he cruises past the Manor car into 5th place. And that's exactly what he needs to do. He cannot get held up by the slower cars. As he comes around the final corner, we've got a couple cars in the pit, and he's going to move himself up into 3rd place, I think. Perez has stayed out and Gutierrez is in 2nd. I'm sure those people won't be too much of a threat to Barrichello. As he comes around the final corner once again on the next lap, both of those cars have gone into the pit, and he retakes the lead of the race on the medium tyre. Barrichello looking unstoppable here in China today. As we now see Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel down the main straight. Hamilton still behind that Manor both sides. Finally made a move down the main straight. Vettel moves to the inside and makes it a 3 wide. The Manor concedes position. Vettel and Hamilton, who is going to get out on top here? Vettel with the inside line round the penultimate corner. Hamilton looks like he's going to hold it on the outside. On board with Vettel now. Has Hamilton got his nose up the inside of Vettel? Will he have the inside line? Yes, he will. Through the final corner. Who is going to get out on top? Hamilton. Inside line at the final corner. Vettel has to concede position, and Hamilton holds off Sebastian Vettel spectacularly, and this is a fantastic fight between the two drivers. On board is Sergio Perez now coming onto the main straight. He got a fantastic result in Bahrain. Can he do it again in China? The Red Bull is chasing him down, and despite the Mercedes powered engine, it looks like that Force India is really struggling down the straight. Ricciardo makes a move up the inside. Is Perez going to be able to make a move up the inside? Is he going to fight back? He's trying to get him under braking round the outside of penultimate corner. This would be a fantastic overtake if he can pull it off. He gets the traction, and Perez is ahead of Ricciardo. Now coming round to the final corner, Ricciardo has to yield and fall back behind the Force India. That is a fantastic move from Perez, but Ricciardo moves back into the slipstream of Perez. He's going to go to the inside at turn 1. Is the Red Bull going to do it? Rosberg's also trying to get in this fight as he goes to the inside of Perez as well at the first corner. Can he get Ricciardo as well? I don't think he can. But Perez has just lost 2 positions after a fantastic defensive move on Ricciardo. Disappointing for him. This is great fighting to see between the drivers. Now looking at Daniel Ricciardo heading through Sector 2. He had a very, very difficult qualifying and he wasn't happy with it. And he won't be happy with that. His engine has given up on him. Heading through Sector 2. Smoke is pouring out the back of that Red Bull. And that is going to be a retirement for Daniel Ricciardo. A disappointing end to the race and a disappointing end to the weekend. No luck throughout the entire weekend, but he is out of the race. Meanwhile, heading back to our race leader, Barrichello, on the mediums. He now has a 30-second gap to Valtteri Bottas, so he will easily get out in front of 2nd place. What tyres is he going to go on to? I don't think the Supersofts will make it to the end, so I think it will be a set of soft tyres. But Barrichello, if he does make any mistakes to the end, he is surely going to take the race win. He has been faultless pretty much all race. Now looking at Felipe Massa, he has been absolutely flying this season with a 5th place in Australia. He is looking strong as he comes out of turn 2. He is trying to chase down, I think that's the Toro Rosso of Carlos Sainz. As we go on board of him, and you can hear there his engine has just cut out on him. His engine a complete failure, just like Daniel Ricciardo. He is out of the Chinese Grand Prix. But we now see Rubens Barrichello coming out of the penultimate corner up to the final corner. He has had a faultless race and pretty much a faultless weekend as he comes across the line to win the Chinese Grand Prix, his 2nd race win in a row, and he is looking strong for this Drivers' Championship. Another fantastic race from the Brazilian. And there you can see Sebastian Vettel actually getting 3rd place despite getting caught up in traffic. Valtteri Bottas does hold on for 2nd place. A fantastic result for Williams. And there you go, Rubens Barrichello lifts up the trophy to win the Chinese Grand Prix. 2 race wins out of 3. And you got to say, could Barrichello win his first ever Drivers' World Championship on his return with Ferrari? Looking at the full race classification then, Rubens Barrichello wins the race, followed by Valtteri Bottas and Sebastian Vettel. Nico Rosberg ends up in 5th place. Lewis Hamilton, for the 3rd race in a row, bottling it and not managing to take the win. He is going to be raging in that cockpit, but Lewis Hamilton still yet to win a race from pole position. It was an unbelievable achievement from Haas to get both drivers into the points. Roman Grosjean in 6th place with Esteban Gutierrez in 9th. Haas, a difficult start to the season, but a fantastic result in China. Thanks to retirement, Sergio Perez finishes in 7th place with Carlos Sainz hanging on to 8th place and get Toro Rosso's first points of the season. And Max Verstappen, despite starting on a soft tyre, had to pit again and ends up in 10th place, obviously getting stuck in traffic. But definitely a race to forget for the Red Bull team. Looking at the Drivers' World Championship then, Barrichello takes the lead for Ferrari with 56 points, followed by Lewis Hamilton with 46 points. And Nico Rosberg in 3rd. Sebastian Vettel with his first podium of the season moves up to 4th place, followed by Ricciardo not scoring this race, with Verstappen just getting a single point in 6th place. With Valtteri Bottas getting that podium, he skyrockets to 2nd place with Sergio Perez lining up in 8th, Felipe Massa in 9th, and Roman Grosjean breaks the top 10 with 6th place in China. Finally, looking at the constructors, Ferrari take the lead on 95 points, followed by Mercedes on 89, looking close between those two teams. Red Bull remaining in 3rd, just lacking a little bit of pace at the start of the season. Will they be able to find that extra bit of pace and be able to battle those guys? Williams retake 4th, followed by Force India dropping down to 5th, and Haas F1 getting a solid 10 points in China. McLaren Honda moved down to 7th for the first time they haven't scored points this season, with Toro Rosso picking up their first points of the season, with Mano, Renault and Sauber still yet to score points. Well, that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, remember to smash the like button and subscribe from now on here. Once again, thank you for the support on all my videos recently. It has been absolutely insane, so thank you guys for that. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, guys, see ya!